I read a book by Dr. Serkis called Sodium Bicarbonate. Okay, the simple bicarb soda. You can buy it cheap in any shop. Okay, it's got multiple uses. It is a wonder supplement. It really is. It is used for everything. Again, in that book, he says they don't call it sodium bicarbonate, but it's used in emergency rooms. First thing a lot of people are injected with if they're coming into a hospital and they're dying. Not only that, chemotherapy. The only thing that's in chemotherapy that stops people from dying on the spot is sodium bicarbonate. You want to get a decent one that's free of aluminium, because if it isn't purified properly, it can have aluminium in it. Now, Dr. Simicini in Italy, he found that all cancers, when he was looking at like liver cancer, heart cancer, things like that, he found that the cancers all were white. Okay, so he knew it was a fungus. Bicarb kills fungus. So he came up with a technique. He got ridiculed, he got slaughtered, but researching Dr. Simicini, okay, he had the technique where he was injecting small amounts of bicarb straight into a tumour, and he had incredible results with cancer. Okay, he's healing cancer everywhere. Then he came up with a technique, a cancer protocol, and it probably won't be able to find it on YouTube now, but I remember watching it years ago. People who've been given like 2 weeks, 2 months to live, what they were doing was they were mixing bicarb at night with a natural sugar, like a blackstrap molasses or a honey, right? Now, this is the reason for it. When we go about our day, this is the order in which the body breaks down energy. First thing is glucose, right? Any type of glucose. Second is carbohydrates, fat. Last is fats. So cancers need food all the time. Cancers are always eating food, and they love sugar. They live off sugars. So if you're having sugar before bed, it's a bad thing, because especially if you've got cancer, because the cancer is just feeding all night, because the body's not burning off the glucose in your sleep. You with me? Like if I go to shops now, or I go for a walk, the first thing that's burning is glucose, which is sugars. But if I go to bed and I've got cancer and I've got all those sugars, it's not good. The cancers are going to have a field day. So what Dr. Simicini's theory was, if you mix a sugar in warm water, like a honey or a molasses with bicarb, and then drink it and go to bed, the cancer cells feed off the sugar, but they die because they're infused with bicarb. And I saw people who were, like, said they'd been given 2 weeks, 2 months to live. There's videos, you might still be able to find them. And it's 3, 4, 5 years later, and they're all good. That's the only thing they've had. I listened to Dr. Serkis recently just say that he's seeing a new research, and he said, long story short, I want to keep these videos relatively short. He said, if you fast the body, if you've got cancer, if you fast the body and take bicarb, right, every day, maybe 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, evening, just half a teaspoon, the cancer cells are always trying to eat. So what do? They feed off the bicarb and they die. If you don't have cancer, this before bed is very, very beneficial. In the book, he says, this is what bicarb's like. It's like a janitor. He says, at the end of school, the guy comes around and cleans the school. He says, that's basically what bicarb does. The kidney releases bicarbonates as well, and the sodium is just an alkalizer. So if you have this before bed, it puts your body in a pH state, helps the body dump toxicity while you sleep. So even if you don't have this through the day, because you've got to remember, this will neutralize stomach acids as well. Okay, so you don't want to have this before or after foods. So before bed, make sure you haven't eaten for a few hours. Ideally, don't eat after 6 p.m. And then just before bed, have half a teaspoon of sodium bicarbonate, a good quality one. Half a teaspoon in water. And you can even add lemon to that. You can even add a squeeze of lemon if you don't like the taste. That's it. Just drink a glass of half a teaspoon of sodium bicarbonate before bed. So beneficial for the body. I mean, even if, as I said before in the other videos, even if you don't want to take all this, or you want to give your body a breather and a rest, I'd still take this. This is something that you can definitely take every night. It's so good for you. This with lemon is also very refreshing, and it will help you sleep. If you suffer from insomnia, most people who suffer from insomnia can't stay in the present moment. They get in bed and they think of future or past challenges, and the body acts as if it's happening now. You release all like adrenaline and things in bed. If you can just focus on your breathing, calm yourself, have one of these before bed, you'll sleep like a baby. Sodium bicarbonate, get on it. I love you all. Take care.